Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings, with me, Gretta Chamberlain, and the Realm of Beings. Shifting Impressions, which is one of the vehicles that supports the transmission of the Realm of Beings, is here to assist you in delving into your being by providing numerous topics and discussions for you to intake as you deepen your connection with your inner world. Shifting Impressions is here to assist you in strengthening yourself as you excavate to understand your true nature. Join us today and learn to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, and shift your focus to recreate your life and produce a new you. Shifting Impressions starts now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. I'm Carol, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Gretta, Kathleen, and of course, the Realm of Beings. We are happy to be here on Transformation Network every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific, my bad. Real quick, our next expo will be an Art of Oneness Holistic Expo at New Jersey Convention and Expo Center. You can purchase tickets at www.heartofoneness.com. After that, we fly down to Deerfield Beach, Florida for March 22nd to the 23rd at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel. And again in New York, due to popular demand, March 28th to the 30th, this time at the Hotel New Yorker. And both of those expos tickets can be purchased online at www.newlifeexpo.com. Of course, you can always experience what's going on with Shifting Impressions via our website, www.therealmofbeings.com, Transformation Network's website, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, whatever your favorite streaming platform is. And please follow and like us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you. Listeners and viewers, if you're new to the podcast, thank you for joining us and being part of this experience. These conversations will help you to look at your life and your creation of reality, to see what you're creating, how it shows up, and how to help you gain perspective so you can learn how to shift what you are creating in order to create what you want. So welcome to everyone. For new listeners and viewers to the podcast, each week, Gretta gives us a quote that was provided to her from the realm, which we'll first discuss with each other. Later on in the show, the realm will come in and actually discuss it themselves further. This week, we're talking about energy, which we love energy. The energy that is used throughout existence is the force. It supports you in creating your reality with the unconscious, which is the force as well. So basically, for anyone who's new and might not understand what we're talking about, the unconscious, the force, and we as energy are all the same thing. It's the synonyms for everything. So energy is existence. We call it the force. It's also within each of us, if that's the correct word to use. Am I explaining that correctly?
I think so. Go ahead.
Oh, good. All right, Kathy.
I used energy to come back with a slight challenge with the little virus. That's how I used energy. But I use energy when I get up. I'm using energy now. It is there for me to use, and how I choose to use it either helps me, in my opinion, or it doesn't help me. It supports me in doing what I want to do, and it supports me actually doing what I don't want to do, even though I've created to experience the reality and harness the energy to do it. So I'm on the mend, and I'm getting better.
We're supporting Kathy's health. We want her healthy.
Yeah. We had it was really, Consciousness Life Expo is always a great experience for us. This time as Kathy said, she said, we worked more this time. I said, yeah, we did. So I guess that's her, that's what she created this time. I think the time before I created a fall over.
You sure did. You sure did. You sure did.
I was dead. Kathy said she saw me. uh, trying to decide was I going to fall in in the yard or was I going to fall on the concrete? Uh, so I decided I was going to fall in the yard since I was created to fall. And I just laid there, and I fell on my right side. And then I flipped over and I just laid up. It was night. So I just looked up at the sky and I said, well, Greta, you're down here, So I had to create for people to help me to get up and all that good stuff. So
Well, at least you
I'm in
attracted
agreement
support.
with Kathy. Hmm?
You attracted support.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
always say create support, support create.
Absolutely. And
But it was, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
no,
Greta.
go ahead, Kathy.
No, I was going to say it was 12-hour days for 3 days. It's basically what the expo was like for us.
So more
Greta,
energy.
yeah, Greta had the workshops were packed, 75, and for Death by Design, and over 50 for Focus for Change 2. I know she did at least about 25 free facilitations in those 3 days. And a lot of people we did not get to facilitate for, but they signed up as usual. Carol, we always have
I
about two or
know
three
there's
patients.
never enough time, right?
Right. But one day, the second day when she was on the panel, we didn't even really sit at the booth at all. It was just that intense, but it was as usual. It's a very interesting experience, and the energy there. People use the energy there in a variety of ways, which I find very interesting. There are people creating to use energy to sing songs. Um, um, a lot of people were doing light language talking and moving their hands and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's just very interesting for me to observe how people were creating their realities that they were experiencing there, as well as what I was creating to experience in Greta, because we said, let's create to fill the room. And we filled the room, 75 people. We made exactly 75 bags, and I gave out 75 bags.
Plus the other people
So
that came in, Kathy, after that.
Right. Well, they didn't get the bag,
Right.
so so there are about 80, 85 people in there out of 100.
Right.
So
let me just step in real fast and clarify for people who might not be aware that what Kathleen and Greta are referring to was an expo done 2 weeks ago in LA. And you hear me at the beginning of the shows always announcing our expos. So the one they did in LA was 2 weeks ago, obviously very successful. And for those of you who wondered where I was, I have created to have knee surgery being done in the very close future. So it's prevented me from attending the expos, which I really wish I could because I like
next
them.
year, Carol, next year.
Basically.
I'm not sitting
I'm
at
looking
that
for it.
desk for 12 hours again.
That's all
All
right,
right, well, let's
Kathy.
talk
That's all
about
right.
the force and the unconscious. I think that's, and I know, Greta, you mentioned, or at least the realm has on previous podcasts, how the unconscious holds everything in its memory, unlike the conscious, which has a limited capacity of what it remembers. So, in many ways, it's helping us to create our reality when our conscious is not aware of it. For instance, just in existence in our physical bodies, the unconscious is always at play because that's why we breathe. That's why we're alive. All the functioning that goes on with our heartbeat and the lungs breathing, that's all done through the unconscious, right?
Well, the unconscious is the main force that, since it contains everything and holds everything, that means then that it supports us in realities. It's like I've said to people, let's say Kathy's experiencing right now, she's experiencing a virus. Okay, she didn't walk around and say, I want to experience a virus. If she had walked around and said, I want to experience a virus, then she's doing it at the conscious level because
Right.
she's requesting that. But she didn't request it at that level. but it was done at another level because what it's showing, you'd have to look up the mental equivalency for having the flu. Sometimes it can be that you're overwhelmed. Sometimes it can be that you're angry about something. There could be a lot of reasons that mental equivalencies.
Right.
Okay, so the two things work together. And I think that's what this quote is about. We've got the unconscious and we've got the energy.
Right.
Because I've asked people in the past, what is some of the people have been Reiki masters and so forth. I said, what is the energy that you're using to do this? And most people can't tell me because they don't realize that the energy itself is the force. And the force is that which created all of existence. We're not talking about God. The force created God. Well, the three gods that run this universe and creates everything, even your computers, because it's all energy.
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy. And so, but what we do with it is that we construct things for it to look like. So it's really creating the things that we want to see. Like today, I had broccoli and cauliflower for breakfast because,
Yeah.
I eat a lot of vegetables. I know, Kathy, but I love my cauliflower and broccoli.
Well, they're cheaper than eggs.
Yeah.
True, true.
So, you know, that meant that I'm eating it. I'm making the energy is supporting me by making that look like cauliflower and broccoli. Um, because what people don't understand is that we are in a constant state of creation of reality.
Because everything you detect with any of your five senses is illusion.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, but it helps you, those five senses help you to perceive the illusion and to think that everything around you is really real. Okay? So the touching, feeling, seeing, hearing, smelling, those five. We're talking about those five. One person told me, well, there's more than that. Well, I'm sure. But these particular five are the ones that help you perceive the energy to be what you want it to be.
You know what I was thinking? I'll never
Mhm.
forget this, what jarred my memory. This first cousin of mine is in his 50s now. But remember the commercial where the kid had the milk and he was able to put his fingers and go chocolate and the milk turned to chocolate? I'll never forget little Danny sitting there with the white glass of milk and he's like doing the little thing and he tasted and it was still white milk. But he was trying to use the energy to recreate what he saw on a television commercial. And I'm thinking, so if he gave us some more gas, he might have made that chocolate milk and you might have turned the cauliflower and broccoli into eggs. But I can tell you exactly how I created the experience, this temporary thing with this virus. One about somebody that was close to us came down with it. They were sick. And I said, uh-oh, I don't want to be in the room with that person. Uh-oh, I don't want to get sick. And I'm saying, oh, QDR, QDR, QDR. Then I turn around and I said, uh-oh, the person's sitting next to me. And I said, oh, shucks. Is she contagious? And she said, I'm not contagious. I said, I don't think you have what you think you have. I think you have a flu or a virus. So I know exactly, you get what you fear. I use the
Exactly.
energy. I was afraid he was going to get sick, and I created to have him. However, I didn't create to become ill. Now, having a temporary little, I'm not suffering at all, to be quite honest with you, but Greta did do the energy work because I had the foresight to take my supplements and everything with me and take them while I was there.
Mhm.
But on the plane home, I said, I think brought something back with me I didn't want. And I'm like, shucks. Okay, I call Greta when I get home.
But this time I didn't. I was determined. I was absolutely positively determined that I was coming back healthy. I was determined. I didn't care who, because on the plane going to California, people were coughing and hacking on the plane. And I remember sitting there, Kathy, just like you did. At first, I sat there and I said, man, look at all these sick people around me, you know. That's the man next to me who just, said, yeah, he was next to me and he was coughing and started hacking. People behind me were hacking and coughing. People over on the side were, I said, good gravy. But I was determined. I was determined. I'm sorry to God, Kathy, I was determined. I said to myself, IQDR, any fear or thought that I am going to get sick. I said, I release. I'm experiencing releasing all emotions and thoughts that support me in creating and maintaining feeling that I may get sick. I love myself unconditionally. I was QDR in that sucker.
Well, I
But
guess I didn't put enough emotion in it because I'm like, but I was caught by surprise. It was like something just went click, click. I said, oh my God, she's sitting next to me. But she didn't sit next to you. She sat right next to me. And I'm like, oh, darn, this girl is sick. But it's okay. As I created it, she didn't give it to me. I created to experience it, but not in the way that they did because that person was incapacitated, not Kathy.
Right. But you know what? I
Greta,
think it's cute how you said that you created for her to sit next to you. And see, I didn't want her sitting next to me. I just decided she,
It's your fault. See?
I was going to say, Greta, you could have created to sit in a different spot on the airplane.
well,
They
I
sat next to
create
me
to
on the
sit in my
airport
first
shuttle.
spot. I sit in my first seat. I'm the first seat on the airplane. And that I claim that as my spot. So every time I get on the airplane, my spot is empty. So, and that is where I sit because I can exit, quickly at the end. So, but other people can sit there. There was a lady I got to tell you this story. That lady sat next to me talking about energy. She had, when you sit in the first row, you can't have any baggage in the first row. You have to put everything in those little cubbies. So the stewardess had helped her put her stuff in the cubby across the aisle from where we were sitting. So she talks to the stewardess and said, I need my bag. So the stewardess tells her, okay, I'll get it for you in a few minutes. The reason why she couldn't get it to her then is because watch the protocol for the pilots to go to the bathroom. I didn't realize that they had a solid protocol for that. But like someone stands there and when one comes out, another stewardess goes in with the other pilot and whichever one is coming out. So she wasn't supposed to leave that spot.
Hmm.
But then the woman, now look what I create with the energy. Because every time we have a creation of reality, you are using energy. She looks at me and says, I need my inhaler. Because then I'm realizing this woman is having a problem breathing, right? So I tell I now pay attention to this because this is the thing. This is it. Um, I tell the stewardess, I said, she needs her inhaler. So then she says, oh, so they switch for another stewardess to watch the space while she goes to get the inhaler, gives the woman the inhaler. Everything's supposed to be all right, right? Look what I create. My left foot starts to tingle and it starts to itch. And I'm going, okay, why is my left foot itching me? And I said, oh, I can't deal with that. I have to take my shoes off and go through all that. But the bottom line was when I was doing the QDR, I said, okay, I'm going to do a QDR and get rid of this. So I QDR'd. I said, I must be thinking of loss or some type of emotion. I put that there, and my foot kept right on tingling and wanting me to scratch it. So now this is the unconscious, but look at what the unconscious through the energy taught me. I kept on, I said, I am going to find out why I am experiencing this with my left foot. So I said, left foot is female, so it's some woman that I am getting
Annoyed?
annoyed by, maybe annoyed, agitated by, because it's itching, okay? Itching is a sign of loss, you know. So I couldn't figure it out. Then I said, okay, I got quiet and I said, what is causing me to itch? I need to know that. And then it said,
Sympathy.
saviorhood.
Yep.
Just that fast. A
Yeah.
simple thing of telling the stewardess that this woman needs her inhaler. The unconscious, I took myself into saviorhood, and the unconscious was showing me that that's what I had done. So the
Wow.
unconscious also teaches us. It's part of our teaching framework, you
Exactly.
know. And soon as I knew it was saviorhood, and soon as I did the QDR for saviorhood, my foot stopped itching, just like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Greta, I mean, we've had previous podcasts where we talk about saviorhood, and that's really not what one should do. But if someone nearby you, if you're in a public circumstance and someone does need assistance, are we not supposed to try to help others if they seem to need assistance? Is that automatically putting us as saviorhoods? Or
No,
safe?
see, you use the word of helping. See, apparently, what I did was I didn't think she was trying to breathe. So I went there to let me save you. Let
Ah,
me, instead of me saying, let me help you, I automatically went
okay, I
into
understand the difference.
saviorhood.
Uh,
See, and you're
yeah,
going to know when you're in when the energy and the unconscious together have taken you into saviorhood, you're going to know it because it's uh, you're going to have a challenge with it. So my challenge was my left foot. So I knew I had done something. I know that they were trying to show me something, you see. So it's like so helping means you're not going to have an adverse experience like I had.
uh, I understand the difference now. It's very subtle, that difference, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you know what I'm wondering, Greta?
Uh, uh-huh.
I don't know for sure now, but today was my cousin's funeral, and I really kind of didn't want to go. I haven't really been able to go to funerals for a minute, you know.
Mhm.
And I could have created this so I don't have to,
Absolutely.
because I didn't.
Absolutely.
I didn't go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And of course, cousins were looking for me, but I didn't want to spread what I had out to he was 98. I don't want to spread this stuff out to anybody else that's in the 90s. So I decided, let's let me sit on home.
Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe they'll support you and bring you some chicken soup.
They're eating now. I can smell it.
I have a whole container in my freezer because when I make it, it's, you make so much, you want to always have it available. I always keep some in my freezer. Want me to come
So,
run it over to you in Philly?
so I think for the audience is to realize that the unconscious and the energy work together. Well, the whole aspect of the forces working together. But
Oh,
specifically for these creations of realities, we have the unconscious, which holds everything, and we have the energy, which creates the experience. So they're working together in conjunction with you because it's how do you feel about something, you see? So it's also with us at every moment.
and
Carol,
sometimes we don't know.
can we
Oh,
move on? Let's
yeah.
let's go
I
to
was just going
break.
to say sometimes we don't really know how we feel, and the unconscious is a way for you to figure that out, right?
Well,
I
it presents you with not to continue this, but what you said, it helps you, it presents you with a lesson.
right, right.
They present us with lessons,
Okay,
that we
I like
have to
that
learn,
wording. Very
you
good.
know.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we will be speaking directly to the realm about the quote that they've given us. So, viewers, listeners, please stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching or listening to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. We are at that portion of the show where the realm will come to speak to us regarding the quote that they have given Greta, which we've been discussing. So, realm, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Yes, we're here. All of us are here today. I'm the one that's speaking for the group. Uh, yes, some people we can say good morning to, others good afternoon, and some good evening, depending on where you are as you are listening to this podcast today. Um, we know that you have talked about the quote that we gave Greta, and it's about two main entities, the unconscious and energy.
Would you
And
like
we
would you
use
like
the
me to read it
force.
again or
No, we
okay.
use the force as, well, we want to talk about the five parts of the force so that people will have a better understanding of what we're talking about when we say they are the aspects of the force. Every human here has aspects. You're just not aware of it because you're not aware of moving into other realities. Some of you are when you go into your dreams, you go into a dream state. That's another reality that's created by your unconscious and the energy. So the unconscious and the energy are constantly working together because both are the force. So the force has five aspects to it. One is the unconscious, as we've stated before. Now, what is the role of the unconscious? The role of the unconscious is to hold everything, but not just hold everything for you as an individual, but it holds everything in existence. It holds every thought of every species. It holds every experience. It holds every emotion. Literally holds that. So you could be another species on planet Krypton. I think that was Superman, wasn't it?
Yes, Clark Kent, Superman.
So Superman's on Krypton, that would be held for a real, if he was actually real. Notice I said real. So it holds everything. Now the energy is the part of the force that creates. It creates your experiences, the energy you use. If you're angry, then you're going to be creating experiences that support you in being angry. The unconscious is going to recognize that you are angry. It's going to even, let me say this to you, you don't even have to be aware that you're angry,
It's
but the
exactly what
unconscious is aware of that. So you have an aspect called consciousness. That consciousness is for you to maintain illusion. What do you see? What do you perceive in your experience? But the unconscious holds that which you aren't even focusing on, you see. It also works with the energy, as we stated, so that the energy can create, can support you where you are at, because the unconscious wants you to know where you're at. So it uses the energy, and the energy uses the unconscious. So we have two parts of the force. One other part of the force is what we call the white body. It holds all of the designs of every species in existence. Because there are many individuals in existence other than being just human. There are so many you could not even believe. They're different looking, they're thinking looking, their behaviors are different. You see, their consumption of energy is different. Your consumption of energy is a physical. The energy is created, as Greta was talking about her broccoli and cauliflower this morning. Those of you who are eating peanuts, you see, that there's a design for the peanut, you see. So the white body holds the design of every species that is in existence. But let me tag this with existence. Existence is constantly expanding. It's in a constant state of expansion because the force never stops creating. Because why does the force create? Because it wants to experience itself in its fullness, you see. So now we have three parts. The next part is going to be the etheric body. The overall etheric body is the fourth part. The overall etheric body holds what you want the energy to be. See, so all of these things are working together. Because when you look at your plate of food that you've cooked, you're looking at the energy, you're looking at a different species of what was created by way of the white body. You're looking at saying, I am hungry. So the unconscious also is going to support you in satisfying your hunger. As the energy creates the things for you to satisfy your hunger, as the white body has contributed to its design of what you have, and then the overall etheric body is holding the energy to look like the mashed potato. So all of this is working together in cooperation to assist you in your experiences. The last one is the incarnate. The incarnate is what creates you now. It says, I'm going to pull the information from the white body. I've got the unconscious. I've got the energy that I'm using. I'm using myself to create this entity. I'm using myself to create a horse, a cow, a species that only operates through pure thought and has no corporal body. You see, there are many species, and the incarnate is responsible for the creation of you. Once you've formed yourself, then when I say you have formed it, I'm not saying that you are the force, so therefore you formed yourself. Now that can be a little confusing. But each and every one of you, let's stick to Earth now. Each and every one of you on Earth literally created yourselves by using the energy. You see, by using the white body to formulate what type of species you wanted to be, by using the incarnate to actually formulate you. But as humans, one of the things that you are supported with, one of the characteristics is that once you become human and you go through the process of being born, you don't remember that you were the force anymore. You don't remember the process that you went through.
Well,
So therefore, once you get into this experience, you're not realizing that you're creating everything.
are we the only species that has done that, or and then why?
Because first of all, the why I would like to answer, because the why is that the force, which is you, wants to experience itself. It wants to experience its expansion. That's one reason why, just to deviate, there's no good or bad. There's only the isness of something. But because you are human, you have been given in your out of the white body came how things that you are going to be using. And one of the things you're going to be using is judgment, criticism, uh, not believing that you are one with everything in existence, not knowing or not remembering that you are the force itself and that you literally created yourself from scratch. That has been taken away. So you can have the experience of trying to figure this out.
How do we put it back?
I think the one thing to say about how you can put that understanding back is one way that people are doing that, those people who are listening to this podcast and beginning to study, opening your minds to say that there must be more to me than what I see. There must be more to this life than what I am experiencing. When you start asking those questions, then you're going to start to seek, and then you will create the answers to the questions that you are looking for. You see, everything that man is using, or woman, or child is using here, you have created to see it. You see, if you don't create it, you're not going to see it. You have to put it in place for you as a human to be able to deal with the experience. So, Kathleen, when we opened, the podcast began with you saying, I can create what I want, I can create what I don't want.
Correct.
You see, because these are experiences that humans are part of your functioning as a human, part of your operation as a human. I can create things that I'm happy with. I can create things that I'm not. So one thing out of the day, when we're talking about the unconscious and we're talking about the energy and how they work in synchronicity with each other, they work in tandem with each other. But see, we've tried to explain today how all five aspects of the force work together. They're in constant interaction with each other, constant, because they are the extensions. They are the force. I know that Greta uses the example of a hand, saying it has four fingers and one thumb, you see. So this is your hand. The whole thing is the hand. You don't say that sure, you have a name for fingers, just like we have a name for the overall etheric body, just like we have a name for the unconscious. Yet it is all one thing. You don't, when you're getting ready, as Greta says sometimes, to shake someone's hand, you don't want to tell the person, wait, I've got to pull my fingers and my thumb off before so I can give you my hand. No, it's the whole thing is the hand. But each part of it, your thumb has an assignment. Your thumb does something. It helps you do something. Each one of your fingers helps you do something. So each part of the aspects of the force help you to do something. All of them are working with you in your creation of reality. It's just that today we are giving more emphasis to the unconscious and to the energy. So the unconscious, let's go over that again, holds everything. And I mean everything. Like I'm talking to you, I'm representing my collective known as the realm of being. However, I too am a being. I too have been created, and I too am the force that is one with all of your audience. Because there is no separation. But as humans, you've been given from the white body to be human and believe in illusion. That's part of being human.
So, Realm, in order to change that, would we have to change the white body another way? Or can the white body be changed for humans?
The white body is that part of the force that holds the designs. It's like the architect. It's like, it designs the building. The energy helps create the building along with the incarnate. The incarnate really is the builder. It builds. So all of this. And now, Kathleen, are you saying how would we change that? How would we change the way we look?
No, the white body. If we programmed it to experience illusion, all the things that humans programmed to do, and then the incarnate says, okay, we're going to do this, or we chose that. Is there any way to alter the white body for humans going forward? Or are we always going to be in judgment? Are we always going to be this? And do we always have to go through the lessons and relearn that we are the force? Or can we change the white body where we come out knowing we're the force? Are we,
I doubt very seriously if the force and you as the force would really want to do that because it's an experience. It's a wonderment. It's don't see your lives as being downtrodden. You know, you may have placed yourself in a condition that you wish you had not done, but however, change then, change can be with you, expansion, because you reach a point, each one of you will reach a point or is reaching a point because there is no future. So is reaching a point where you want to know more. That's how you change, Kathleen. It's not about worrying that the white body is going to change the design of the species called human. It's for humans to start searching and saying, let me understand. Let me understand what this existence is about. So when you start to explore, like you were talking about that you and Greta attended the Conscious Life Expo in California. Think of all those people that attended, because it was over 10,000. Look at each one of those people coming to explore. Not all of them came to your booth, but they were walking around. They were looking at different things. People had crystals, People were doing other types of energy work. People were channeling other beings like myself.
That was interesting.
Yes. So people in that group and people who didn't even attend, you're trying to explore what is this? What is this that that I am committed to exist in at this moment?
And enjoy the moments,
Absolutely.
regardless of what we create. Enjoy the moments, instead of looking at it in a negative or low vibrational way, flip it and say, you know what? It's okay. Yeah.
What comes to my mind is the word experience. Like, you're here to experience things. So why would you want to give up the experience of learning or the experience of gaining new knowledge? Because that's how I look at my life. I enjoy learning. I enjoy exploring new things. I enjoy experiencing new things.
But Carol, I think sometimes what comes into play is judgment is one of the things that we selected. So I think we kind of always judge our own species in a low vibrational way. We see ourselves as we're always comparing ourselves to others, not as advanced as another species. How do we know? Well, we assume that they are. We don't know. And we might be more advanced than they are. But, we always put ourselves down. We always look down upon ourselves. We always look at the things that we create. And it's like, oh, there we go again, acting bad, because that's how we are that's how some of us are programmed to see the reality that we create. So I'm going to let the realm expound on that, and then you close us out.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because this is exploration. Because you are the force, when you reach the point that you truly, truly believe that, which we are saying to you today, then you will fully take control of your life and feel that you are in control of it and know that you are in control of it. Staying in the thought of being humanoid, because you look at yourself in the mirror, you know you're humanoid, But when you start to look in that mirror and you start to see yourself as the force in human form, then you will begin to change how you approach this wonderful experience called life.
I like that. Force in human form.
Too.
The force in human form. It's the first time I ever heard it put quite that way.
Wonderful. Well, Realm, thank you very much. We're going to ask you to bring Gretta back because we're going to have to say goodbye to everyone. And I like that insight, the force in human form. That was very eye-opening and ear-opening, or all the other senses we use for our illusions. Well, we'd like to thank Gretta, the Realm, Kathleen, Transformation Network. Mostly we want to thank you, our listeners and viewers. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you again at the next expo, which is in March. And everyone, enjoy your week until we create each other again.
Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with the Realm and me, Gretta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multi-dimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at transformationtalkradio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.